Hi, I'm Zoe Foster Blake, the author of Love, and this is my life in books. So I think the book that most influenced my childhood would be Italian Folktales by Italo Calvino. And my dad read this to us again and again, and then when I was old enough to read it, I read it until it honestly fell apart. It's huge. What I liked about it was that it was like those sort of grim nursery tales that you grow up learning as fables, but Italo put a really amazing satirical spin on a lot of them, and there are a lot of really good feminist undertones as well, I later discovered. They're pretty brutal. I've gone to read them to my son, and there's probably a bit too much murder and getting beaten up and stuff, but certainly that was an influence in terms of satire and taking a known construct and flipping it and having fun with it. The book that I most often quote is probably this one at the moment to all my single friends, but another one aside of that would be probably Tim Ferriss's Tribe of Mentors, or maybe Seth Godin's This Is Marketing. I love business, I love marketing, I love creative thinking in business, and I often find myself either gifting these books or quoting them to friends who don't even care and didn't ask, just because I think that the advice is really good. Book that I not only recently enjoyed but absolutely smashed and ripped through was An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, a title that I often forget, but it is so clever, and it was one of those books where I felt like I was reading a new style of book, and that doesn't happen very often. It's very cleverly written. I think the content is really fresh and interesting and zeitgeisty. Bit of sci-fi, bit of social media stuff, but it's hard to actually explain and do a very good job of it, and I'm not doing a good job of it, but read it. I think you'll like it, and I think you'll have real trouble putting it down. The book, or maybe more accurately the author that made me want to become a writer, would probably be Roald Dahl. For the same reasons as everybody else. He's incredibly clever, funny, witty, subversive, a bit dark, and I think as a child when you read that and you for the first time understand that the adults can be bad guys and can be disgusting and gross and all these secret thoughts that you have about adults, and you read that in a book, it's a bit mind-blowing. So I remember reading, you know, The Twits and Witches and Matilda and just thinking, how did he get away with this? So I loved that, and Revolting Rhymes also. But I think it was not me automatically going, right, I must be a writer and do this, but just going, you can have so much fun with this. You can do all sorts of naughty things and get away with it.